Okay, I'm gonna do an impromptu video. Okay, why am I gonna do this video is because, right, okay, let me check if the volume and everything is okay. Okay, it took me very fast to set up all these things. Why I want to do this impromptu video, right, is because I keep seeing this news being appearing on my phone, whether is it on Facebook, whether is it Telegram, or whether is it some WhatsApp group by agents or some by customer. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this HDB ruling. Okay, recently, if you don't know about the big hoo-ha, is that our minister, if I'm not wrong, disclaimer first, our minister says that if today you buy a BTO flat and then for whatever reason you divorce or whatever, you don't you never finish your minimum occupancy period, you have to return to the government as a sales of balance flat, then the government will sell it. Okay, then I think somebody commented at the comment section. Is it like that? I don't know what is the full story lah, okay? Saying that, hey, you see this guy selling his BTO flat in Property Guru. Okay, I'm going to share with you some of my past experience. So disclaimer is some story from my friend or my friend agent or my agent okay? So disclaimer for my story. Okay, number one. This is something that I realized. Some of the people before they MOP, let's say they buy a BTO flat, before they MOP, for whatever reason, let's say left about half a year or 1 year, they divorce, or because of some reasons they managed to appeal to sell earlier. This is something that some people tell me one, not I say one, okay? Some people tell me one, okay? They say that the transaction after they sell couldn't be found on public info, means like HDB website, other SRX or whatever system, we cannot find that transaction as long as they sell before MOP. Okay, that's number one lah, that I learned from other people. Other people tell me one, not me. Okay, disclaimer. Number two, I also seen cases where people bought a BTO flat. They stay 1 year or 2 years and then the whole family was sent overseas to work. So if you send overseas to work, you have passport info lah, to say that you're not in Singapore mah. Then after they come back, right, by right from the day they buy, okay, the day of MOP to the end is 5 years mah. By right, the MOP period ended already. But because for the 2 years in the middle of these 5 years, right, they didn't stay because they were overseas. Okay, because they were overseas. It means that they didn't fulfill the MOP period. So MOP period is minimum occupancy period. Minimum occupancy means you have to stay lah. Not you own can already. You know, you have to stay. So I think the grey area of all these empty HDB flat, right, is because these people buy, they never stay. But they're still in Singapore. So if you buy, you never stay, you're still in Singapore, you're staying in your parents' landed property, your parents' beautiful condo, or your parents' big HDB flat. Okay, then you no need to stay in your this house that you bought mah. Okay, or for whatever reason, maybe the house got ghosts lah. I don't know. Just a disclaimer. I'm still a little bit sick. Okay, then they didn't stay mah, they didn't reno, so they sell away. So by right, they never fulfill the MOP period. But the thing is, who can find out whether they stay or don't stay? I think that's the grey area. I ever been asked this question. I know a lot of people will hate me for reviewing this, but I will say that these are things that you don't do lah. Do but don't get caught. You get caught, basically you violate the law, but don't get caught. Okay, you violate the rule, the HDB ruling. Some people, because both is 36 years old, 38 years old, they can buy a HDB flat under single scheme. So let's say both of them bought single scheme, 2 HDB flat, then they married. How? I can only tell you that by law, you can only keep one. Okay? Then don't get caught lah. Don't let the government know that you get married law. And it's not the government lah. Don't let HDB know that you get married, because by law, you only get one mah. So this is grey area. This is my friend tell me one, not I say one. Okay, but don't get caught. I'm very sure you get caught, you just violated the HDB. Like, you don't kena people post on the minister comment section on Facebook. You know? So these are things that you don't do lah. For me, is illegal, don't do, okay? The next people tell me, lock one room. Wow, I tell you, lock one room. Okay, this one I have to comment it because this one I experienced it before lah. Not me not me my customer or agent customer, I forget already What happened is, if you want to rent out your rooms, okay, you want to rent out your rooms, okay, so let's if for those people that don't have knowledge of HDB ruling, let me share with you. If today you buy a house, you need to reach MOP 5 years. After 5 years, then you can rent out the whole house. Before MOP, you can rent out rooms. But if you rent out rooms, you have to stay in the house, guys. You have to stay in the house. If you don't stay in the house, please don't go and teach people to lock one room. I hear a lot of people tell me, hey, just lock one room lah, lock one room. The thing is, you lock one room, it doesn't mean you stay inside. So if you don't get caught, again, you don't get caught, because if people can check and realize you don't stay inside, you know. So what happened that case that I told you that my friend or whatever case is that HDB realized that they didn't come home. Means they actually have a car, then they registered, I think they registered for season parking or whatever, but they never enter the car. Or whatever reason, HDB managed to have evidence that they didn't come home lah. Okay, I don't know the full story lah. Then, so they say they locked one room. They say they could stay, but they didn't come home. And maybe they 1 week stay 1 day. This is not considered stay because you're not staying in the house. You stay most of the time in your whatever house and other house. So they were given a fine that is more than the rental that they have accumulated. So there's no such thing as lock one room, guys. Provided room rental is when you stay. So you have to stay with the tenant. Not you lock one room and pretend that you stay. Okay? So HDB ruling is HDB ruling. You know, you don't violate the law, don't violate the ruling. Another one that I realize a lot of people is unfamiliar about is on the rental quota. Okay, let me share with you on the rental quota. Rental quota, there is two kinds of quota. One is Singaporean and Malaysian PR. They are under one quota. The other one is others. Means other foreigners, work permit or not Malaysian PR. I think it's Malaysian. It's Malaysian, Singaporean and Malaysian. Not Malaysian PR, Singaporean and Malaysian. Then the other quota is others, means any other people beside this lah. So in the rental quota, right, you can have 2 Malaysian. If let's say that unit came out on the HDB website that say you can only rent to Singaporean or Malaysian. Even if your tenant got 4 tenants, 2 is Malaysian, 1 is others, also cannot. 3 Malaysian, 1 is others, also cannot. You can only rent to the 3 Malaysian, you cannot rent to the 1 others. Understand or not? And also, there is possibilities, I seen it myself, that today you rent it to foreigners, okay, you rent it to others. Then, when you want to renew, the quota doesn't allow you to renew. The quota the quota for foreigners already full. They want you to rent to Singaporean or Malaysian only. Okay, so it's still possible. So I feel that all these rulings are correct. The government are using it to protect the housing environment in Singapore. And to be frank, if you never go to Hong Kong or you never Google and see what are the housing situations in the other countries or in a very developed place like Hong Kong, you will not appreciate our HDB flats. Okay, I can tell you that our life is better here is because of our HDB system. And our housing system is one of the best in the world. Okay, you may complain that housing is too expensive, but I can tell you that there is cheap housing, there is housing that is older, smaller, they are cheaper. Okay, then you can take grant. You just need to learn how to save money and not overspend. Okay, in other countries, for the same price, people are getting a room as small as, I don't know, can put bed only. Recently on Facebook, I saw this rental listing. This guy trying to rent out his room. It's a storeroom. They put a bed inside and they took a photo. Then people start to joke about, say this is a Doraemon room lah. I'm asking for my dog. Is it available? You know, But that is the kind of condition people are staying in Hong Kong, and it's a lot more filthy and dirty, not clean, you know, like the ones in Singapore. So please appreciate the housing system and respect the rules and regulations. So that's it for today's video. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I see you in the next episode. And yes, I'm supposed to only have one video on Christmas Eve, but I'm going to release this video earlier because I feel that there's so much controversy and so much discussion on it. So why not clear the air? Okay? Bye bye! And Merry Christmas.